When Brannigan awoke, his entire body ached. He felt as if he had fallen 30 stories. He wasn't sure if anything was broken. He first wiggled his fingers.
Nope, they're fine.
Then his wrists, his forearms, and arms. Then his neck. He lifted himself up onto his elbows. His left arm was in a small puddle of water. It was freezing cold.
Now for the legs.
He wiggled his toes. Then his feet and ankles. His knees, then his legs.
Everything seems to be okay.
He sat up fully. It actually took some effort on his part. He ran his hands up and down his legs. His pants were a little torn, and he could feel a dry, crusty sensation all over his right thigh.
Feels like dry blood. Time to stand up. Now, where am I? Hello? Hello! Fast!
He crouched down and covered his face and head, but fortunately they did nothing to him.
Phew! Wait, where'd they go? They definitely just went out of the cave, didn't they? And I definitely was not paying attention to where they were going. Just great! Wait a minute. Okay, so if the echo takes more time to get back from over there, that means the wall is further away. So there's more space over there, which could lead to a way out.
He took one step and stumbled over something.
What is this? Wood. It's the flute.
He was about to break it in two when he stopped himself. It was the last thing his father had given him, and he didn't know if he would ever see him again.
Well, I can't break it, even if it did put me here.
He put it in his pocket and found another piece of wood. He picked it up. It was a stick about 3 feet long.
Could use a good cane.
He picked himself up and started walking. Every so often, he would stop and try to get his bearings. Whenever he found a longer delay in the echo, he followed it. He did this for what seemed like hours, until he stepped onto something quite unexpected.
What was that?
The strange thing he had fallen over was quite a bit softer than the ground of the cave. He reached out with his fingers, just barely touching it, to feel what it was.
Fuzzy texture, almost like cashmere.
He ventured a more direct touch and grabbed something cylindrical, covered in the texture. It was firm, yet soft at the same time. He ran his hand up and found the cylinder he was holding was attached to something bigger. Then he heard a sound that made his heart skip. He ran his hand further up the object and touched.
Wait. Hair.
He was touching a person. But not just anybody.
Anna!
He shook his sister, trying to wake her.
Anna, wake up! Come on, please wake up!
Then he heard something just as unlikely.
Ow! Kyle? Oh my gosh, you're both okay!
It took them a while to wake up, but when they did...
I can't see anything.
Where are we?
What's that smell?
Why am I all wet?
Wait. Okay. There's probably an app for this.
Anna took out her phone, but...
What the crap? It's broken. This thing is worthless.
She hurled the phone as hard as she could. Okay. 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 He then thought punching and kicking the air would help them get out of the situation. Jab, jab, uppercut, knee, elbow, right hook, and roundhouse kick. Nothing happened. That's not right. After a few minutes of calming them down, Brannigan finally got them to stand up. They were not injured, just a few cuts and bruises.
Okay, we're just gonna keep walking and find the way out.
Yeah, right?
How do you know there's a way out?
Because the bats found a way out.
Bats?
What was that?
Wait, don't move. I think we're close to a ledge here, guys.
What? Brannigan inched his way forward, using the cane to judge where the ground stopped. It was only a few feet in front of them.
Okay, we have a few feet in front of us. Kyle, give me your hand.
Why?
The echo sounds funny. I'm gonna see if we can maybe jump this.
He held on to Kyle and walked right up to the edge. He leaned over and stretched out his walking stick and just barely touched some more ground. He leaned just a little bit more and with the cane judged that there was another ledge on the other side.
Okay, we can jump it.
What? Are you crazy? We can't see where we're jumping.
I do it all the time. It's fine.
We don't even know if there's another ledge on the other side. We could jump right into a wall.
Brannigan threw his stick to the other side of the chasm.
You hear that?
So what? We don't even know if that leads to the way out.
Wait.
No, Kyle has a point. I mean,
Shut up for a second.
Brannigan could hear it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You guys didn't hear that?
no, what?
Just stay quiet and concentrate.
They did. This was the first time either of them had actually listened to him in his entire life. When they did, they heard what he had been talking about.
What is that?
A river?
Sounds more like a waterfall to me.
No way. If there's water, then there's probably a way out.
Okay, so we know that it's across the way?
Yes.
So we gotta jump.
I'll go first.
Before either of them could stop him, Bran took a few steps back, then ran and jumped across the chasm, landing on the other side.
Bran!
Made it. I'm fine. Now it's your turn.
Okay, here I go.
Wait.
What?
Walk up to the edge and take a few steps back, then go. You have to know how many steps to take before you jump.
Oh, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! I'm cool. All right. Anna, now you. Gah!
Brannigan picked up his stick again, and he led them closer to the water they were hearing.
Talk about the blind leading the blind.
Brannigan began to feel a slight warmth on his face. There was a slight breeze.
Did you guys feel that? That wasn't a bat, was it?
It was the wind. Wait, the wind?
Daylight!
The two ran ahead of Bran out of the cave.
I'll just see you guys later.
Oh, sorry, Bran.
Just walk like 30 feet in front of you. There's nothing in the way.
He did, and he could feel the sunlight on his face, and breathed in deep the fresh air.
So, next up, I guess, is figure out where we are.
Kyle! Don't move. There's a giant snake behind you.
Okay. Okay, what do I do?
I don't know, but it's coming towards you and...
Anna! Anna! What's wrong with you?
Guys! Guys?
Bran could hear the snake coming toward him. He froze, not knowing at all what to do. It went up his leg, wrapping itself around him as it came gradually up his body, around his waist, his chest, his shoulder. Finally, he could feel it flicking its tongue on his cheek and felt the hot breath right up against his nose.
I didn't think that would work.
He knew that voice. He had heard it all his life. On birthdays, vacations, holidays. It was...
Uncle Chris? That's right, Bran. You found me out. What's going on? What is wrong with Kyle and Anna? You see, that snake is a special type of rattlesnake found only here that is said to be able to hypnotize its prey just by looking them in the eye. I thought it was an old wives' tale until I tried it on your father. Where's Dad? He's fine. For now. Tell me, how did you get into that cave? I don't know. No sudden movements. I only have so much control over the thing. Okay. Now come on, you just blinked and you were in there? Not exactly. Well, what happened? I can't think with this thing so close to my face. Maybe you're right.
He then heard something that he did not expect. The snake loosened its grip on Bran and slid off of him. He could hear it slither away from him.
What was that? It's a flute, Bran. I thought someone with an ear like yours would be able to at least figure that out. You control the snake with a flute? Yeah, I'm not really sure how it works, but it does. Now, how did you get in that cave? Well...
He reached into his pocket and clutched his flute. He knew if he told his uncle about it, he would just snatch it away from him. He took in a deep breath and let it out. Then he put the flute to his lips and played the song from his father's letter again. Only this time, he wished that his uncle was far, far away.
Hey, what are you doing?
Suddenly, Bran heard all sorts of movement around them.
What did you do?
Bran could hear dozens and dozens of snakes slither around.
What did you do? Make them stop! I don't know how.
That wasn't entirely a lie. He really did not know what he did, other than make a wish.
Fine, but if you want to see your father again, you will have to find me. I'm the only one who knows where he is, and I'm the only one who can keep him safe.
He then went to his brother and sister to make sure they were all right.
Guys! Guys!
They woke up from their trance after a few minutes.
What happened?
Did I see Uncle Chris?
As they made their way out of the jungle, Bran told them what had happened. When they reached a village, they were given a ride to the closest place with a telephone.
You guys are where? Fine. I don't understand what happened. At all. Just stay there. I think one of your father's old friends is in that area. I'll try and see if I can get a hold of him.
While they waited for whomever their mother was trying to contact, the three talked among themselves.
All right, look, I can't go back, not knowing that Dad is somewhere out there and that he needs our help.
What are you talking about? What could we possibly do? This is something for the police.
Yeah, right. They don't know anything about Uncle Chris. There's no way they could find him. Plus, what if they do catch him? That doesn't mean they'll be able to help find Dad, too.
That's crazy. And stupid.
Well, I'm staying and looking for Uncle Chris.
So am I.
Bran, look.
No, I got us into this mess.
And you got us out of it. And we're grateful.
Look, Kyle, you can't do this without me.
And
And if it wasn't for me, you'd still be panicking in that cave. What?
I think you're right.
What?
You're right. I can't do this without you. I just didn't want to ask you in case you thought it was too big for you.
Then I'm staying too.
Well, you two can't take care of yourselves, so I guess I have to stay too.
So it's agreed. No matter what happens, we find Uncle Chris, then we find Dad.
Agreed.